Hello, and welcome to our new show here on ACMi, the Arlington 60 Plus Connection. We are thrilled to have this opportunity to kick off this new show with you at home so that you can really see what the Council on Aging is up to and that we can bring you relevant content that you are looking to see here and learn more about what the Council on Aging is up to here in Arlington. So we're very excited to launch the show. If you may remember, years ago, there was a show on ACMi that was a huge hit. It was called Golden Opportunities, hosted by Harry Barber, one of our most beloved volunteers that we remember here at the COA. And he really set the stage for a great community program for adults over age 60 in Arlington. Years after that, we had Living Out Loud on ACMi, which people really enjoyed. And we've also been having fitness classes that we've recorded and aired, along with other presentations on ACMi as well. So we're really looking forward to see where this show, the Arlington 60 Plus Connection, takes us. Looking ahead to what this show will actually be, we really want to hear from you, the residents of Arlington, as to what you'd be interested in seeing. If you're interested in reaching out to me, you can email me or call our office at any time. My email address and phone number is there on the screen. I would love to hear where you would like to see this show, some of the topics that you would like to see covered, and just really some interesting things that you would like to see incorporated. We'd be happy to look into them. We have some really exciting plans to interview our Council on Aging staff, including some of our van drivers and all of the people that you talk to on the phone so frequently. You'll be able to meet them in person on this show. We're also looking forward to some conversations with our board members and also other community partners that we work with very closely here in Arlington. So welcome to the Arlington 60 Plus Connection. We're excited to kick off this first episode, and please feel free at any time to reach out. We were thinking that a great way to kick off our first show would be to have our opening segment about our Arlington 60 Plus newsletter. Many of you probably know the newsletter, you receive it at home or you see it around town, but we decided the best person to bring on today to talk about it is Chris Angel. She's our administrative assistant here at the COA. There's Chris. Hi, Chris. What is behind you there?
Well, this is a collection of newsletters from the past year. They're very colorful and they're seasonal, and we try to make them eye-catching so that you'll want to read it, and so that you'll see it if you're out somewhere and you see it. You'll want to pick it up.
Yeah. Seeing all the colors behind you is really nice, and I know that you always do a good job of making the newsletter seasonal, and we just really wanted to try to get a feel for what the newsletter is like. What's usually on the front page?
Well, we start working on the newsletter almost a month before it really comes out. So we've been working on the March newsletter since the beginning of February, and here's March. We're still working on it. The front page usually tells some really fun things that are coming up specifically for this month. So just an example, this month in March, we're going to have an Irish step dancing presentation. And unfortunately, because of COVID, it's going to be online instead of live. I can't wait till we can all get back to the senior center and see each other in person. Mm-hmm. We also have District Attorney Marian Ryan talking this month about scams that affect seniors, especially during COVID. And we also have a free art class that you can do from your home. You are on with other people and you can talk to other people, but you are in your home so that you're staying safe. And we tend to have fun new things that are happening just in that month. That tends to be what's on the front page.
Thank you. Yeah, and our whole team works closely together to really decide what's on that front page every month. We have a staff that at some point on the show, hopefully will introduce everybody to you. But Chris, once you get into the meat of the newsletter inside, what is really there, that things maybe that we do more regularly or every month?
Yeah, so for when we design the newsletter, we want the newsletter to be familiar to people that read it every single month. And we know that we have some seniors that do look at it every month and they look forward to it. But we also want it to have information. If you picked up the newsletter for the first time, say you just moved to Arlington, or maybe you're picking it up to look for information for a family member, the Council on Aging does so much. We do social events, as I mentioned, and special events, but we also have so many social services. We have 2 social workers and we have a nurse. So we can do a lot to help people with questions that they might have about getting older and living a really full life in Arlington as a senior. We have information every month about transportation. Our transportation is a huge part of the Council on Aging, our van, taxi service, and all kinds of other ways that we can get you where you need to go. Especially during COVID, we've had to make changes, but we know that you have to get places and we have a way to get you there. So give us a call. And then we also offer many activities for your health, such as exercise classes or social activities, social groups that you can do online right now until we can get back to doing them in person.
So I know that the Arlington Seniors Association is also very active in the senior center. Are there events listed in here too in the newsletter?
Yes, we completely work together with the Arlington Seniors Association, the Council on Aging, and the Arlington Seniors Association. Our main goal is to serve the seniors of Arlington. So anything that they're doing is just as important as anything that we're doing, and we want to get that information out there.
Yeah,
so
it's a great compliment too. So that way they're working on things, and then we have more things that we can offer. And thank you for pointing that out. And you've mentioned a lot of things now that are really interesting, and some people who haven't been watching or aren't familiar with the Council on Aging might want to either sign up or find out.
Yes.
How would they go about doing that?
Well, I just want to tell you one more thing. One more reason they should pick up the newsletter, and then I can tell you where to get it, how to get it. We do so many things that people don't know about. I don't know if everyone knows that you can get a lawyer, some advice from a lawyer on senior issues through the Council on Aging. You can get some financial counseling. You can talk to a social worker about planning for your future. You can talk about insurance. What are some of the other things we do? Our social services.
We help people with applying for SNAP, and I believe you mentioned fuel assistance. So it's really great if people have questions about any of these, they can just really give our office a call or send us an email. Specifically, if they were interested in signing up for one of the programs you mentioned, what phone number should they call? Or
our main number is the number to call for any questions you have about the Council on Aging.
What is that?
So the main number is 781-316-3400. And always leave us a message. We check that phone very, very often. So even if we don't answer, we might be on another call, but please leave us a clear message with your name and phone number. Tell us what you're calling to find out about, and we'll make sure the right person calls you back. And, we really, really do want to get the information out there. So you asked me, where do you get the newsletter?
Yes.
And you can get the newsletter. We try to drop them off at several apartment buildings around town. We drop them off at Stop and Shop. That's one of our biggest places where we drop them. We have them at banks and a few other smaller shops around town. But we're happy to mail it to you. We have a large mailing list. We have about 500 people who get that newsletter every month. It is free, so just call us. We'll put you on the mailing list, and you'll get it every month in case you miss it at Stop and Shop. Some people say, "Oh, I went to Stop and Shop and it's not there." So we want to mail it to you. You can also go onto our website if you have access to a computer. You can go onto the website. It is
arlingtonma.gov/COA. That's there you go. Vaccines coming up later in the show, but that is our website, arlingtonma.gov/COA. And every month the newsletter is linked there.
Yeah, there's a link every month so you can get that.
Yeah.
And,
did you want to mention too, I'm sorry to interrupt, the Shannon and Shannon's role in signing people up for programs, because she's helpful too.
Yes. There are so many programs that we do every week, every month. There are several exercise classes. In fact, you could take a Zoom exercise class every single day if you'd like to. We also have a arts and crafts group every week. We have an LGBTQ plus group every single week. We have, trying to think,
lots and lots.
So many fun things. And Shannon Murphy is the person who kind of coordinates all this. So she's a great resource. Her email is smurphy@town.arlington.ma.us. She's the person that you email if you want to sign up for anything, any activity that's online, like a Zoom class. You can also call her. You can call us at the main number. We're always here to help you, to get you connected to any of the things that are in the newsletter.
Mm-hmm. And even if they call any of us, we're all happy to direct you to the right person. Don't be afraid if you know any of our extensions. Just give us a call, 781-316-3400, and whoever answers the phone, it's usually Dana, will be able to help you and give you a call. So Chris, I know we do so many things that I'm really proud every time I see the newsletter draft every month of really everything in one place. So I encourage, if you're watching, I encourage you to pick up the newsletter or give us a call and ask us to add you to our mailing list so you can just get it in your mailbox at home. But hopefully we look forward to sharing the newsletter more widely and really helping spread the word about all the different things that are available for seniors around Arlington.
And we really do listen. We've had seniors that have told us there's something in your newsletter that was hard to read because there was a certain background, or there's something I'm looking for in your newsletter and it's not there. And we listen, and the newsletter has definitely evolved over the years, and it's because of the suggestions that seniors have. So anything you can think of, give us a call and we'll try our best to accommodate you.
Thanks, Chris. So I'm really happy that we were able to have you on our pilot episode, go over the newsletter, and I foresee lots of time with us together on the Arlington 60 Plus Connection, really kind of giving a snapshot of what's in the newsletter for the upcoming month. So thank you for being here on this.
Yeah, I do a lot of things in this job and a lot of bookkeeping and time on the phone, but the newsletter is by far my favorite part of the job. So thanks for having me.
I love that you're so passionate about it. I love the newsletter too. It's always fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Christine.
Thank you. Moving on in the show today, we also wanted to cover, what we've been doing at the Council on Aging that might be different since COVID-19 has impacted our lives. As with everybody in all of Arlington, in Massachusetts, in the United States, in the world, our lives are very different now than they were about a year ago. Coincidentally, it was about March 5th of 2020 that we had 96 older adults here at 27 Maple Street. We had a luncheon and we were sharing the news about our renovation and the places where our programs and services were going to be during the time that the senior center was under renovation. That was March 5th. And then by March 12th, all of our programs had to switch to virtual only. And we began this, time in the world that we live in now with COVID really dictating what we can do in our lives. So I wanted to share a brief overview of what is different about the COA since the pandemic began, and really to make sure you know that we are still here for you. We are open every day. Our staff are either here at their desks or checking their voicemails at least hourly. So really, if you have any issues or require any assistance, we are here to help you, pandemic or no pandemic. You can call our main line, as we were saying in the newsletter segment, 781-316-3400, and we will either answer or get right back to you. Some of the programs that we've been working on have been new for us. We were really kind of shifted to an emergency mode as soon as the pandemic began because people needed some basic necessities like food deliveries. We worked with Arlington Eats, a great organization in town, as you likely know, to schedule deliveries for anybody that needed it. They've since moved to a delivery-only model, which is fantastic, and the Council on Aging served as the hotline for those calls for the Arlington Eats food deliveries for about 4 months at the beginning of the pandemic. We also were one of the first organizations in town to distribute masks around town to anybody that needed it. I think we actually have a photo of one of our staff people who was delivering masks in the senior housing buildings. There's Marcy. She was one of our staff that were in the apartment buildings in Arlington, taping masks to the doors on every apartment when, believe it or not, masks weren't a part of our lives yet. We didn't know where to get them. And we worked with a lot of great volunteer seamstresses in town to get masks donated and distributed. And in the spring, we delivered about, I believe it was over 1,200 masks. And still to this day, if you need a mask and you don't have one, give us a call and we can get you one. One other thing that we did was really shifted our services to be able to help people over the phone and on the computer, since we can't be with you in person right now. We launched a telephone reassurance program. So if you know somebody who could benefit from a weekly phone call, just a check-in phone call to see how they're doing, if they're living alone and are isolated, if it's you, if it's a neighbor, if it's a parent or a relative, please let us know. We have wonderful volunteers here at the Council on Aging that are looking to help. That in addition to all of the programs Chris was mentioning, we went from not having a single program on Zoom to having weekly programs every day of the week, almost any time of day available on Zoom. So we've all made that transition. And if you would like to use a computer and you don't have one, or if you need internet and you don't have it, you can call the Council on Aging. We have computers that we can lend you. We have hotspots, which allow you to connect to the internet. And again, just call our office if you are interested in borrowing a computer from us. We know right now, is a time that maybe you never needed a computer before, but now you do. Your doctor's appointments might be on the computer now. You might be looking to do a virtual exercise class or just join a Zoom group. So it sounds overwhelming, but we have volunteers to help you. So please don't hesitate to reach out. We recognize a lot of people need access to computers and internet right now. So that is a bit of a snapshot of what the COA has been up to this past year. And another big piece that I mentioned, last time we were all together, what we were talking about was the renovation here at 27 Maple Street. It is great news that the renovation went on and is still in the midst of going on as planned. The pandemic did not really impact it much at all. It started a few weeks later than it was anticipated, but it really was in April, the work began. It's if you've driven by or walked by the building, you've noticed that the public access is limited right now because because of the pandemic, but also because it's just not safe to be walking around the building in here without a hard hat. So it's pretty unbelievable. I think we have some pictures of the construction as of a month or so ago, but when you walk into the ground floor, that's actually the spot where our office used to be, where you used to come in, you bought your van tickets at the desk that was right there. You talked to Dana right there, and our offices are kind of right in that area. It doesn't even look like the same place, but it's exciting to see what that is going to be. That, believe it or not, is the main hall where we had our luncheon March 5th of last year. There were 96 of us sitting in that room, sharing lunch and hearing about the renovation. And there's a picture in the same place. It's pretty amazing. And I feel lucky that every day when I walk in the building, it's bustling with construction workers. And, every day there's big changes being made. And we're really looking forward to unveiling it when the work is complete. And we'll be doing some video tours probably on this program with ACMi, so you can all see the progress, and then really looking forward to the official unveiling when you can all be here together with us. And to close out, one of the topics that's on all of our minds right now, it's in all of the news, so we couldn't ignore it today, is the COVID-19 vaccine. The information about the vaccine is changing so fast that by the time you are watching this program, it's probably going to have changed again. I did want to mention that I'm really proud of our staff here in Health and Human Services and also the Council on Aging, because we've been working really, really closely with the Board of Health to make sure that people in Arlington that need their vaccine are able to get it. We were able to offer clinics when the town was receiving vaccine. I'm really proud of those clinics. We got excellent feedback, and we actually have a photo there of our health director, Natasha Waden, in the middle. We held, I think, about 4 or 5 clinics at Arlington High School, and we were able to vaccinate first responders, people that worked for home health companies, and also quite a few over 75-year-olds from Arlington. And like we said, the situation is constantly evolving. And right now we are trying to help people get appointments outside of Arlington because the vaccine is now going to mostly the mass vaccination sites. So if you have a question about this, which I wouldn't be surprised if you do because it is confusing, please give us a call. We're all here to help you and kind of explain how you can get your vaccine right now. And when you call, we'll be able to give you the most updated information. There's our phone number, the same phone number we've been sharing, 781-316-3400. You can also visit the town's website that they've set up for vaccine information, which is arlingtonma.gov/vaccine. That they update pretty regularly as the information changes. And it's really the most reliable place to get the most up-to-date vaccine information. And we all look forward to the day that we're all vaccinated, you're all vaccinated, and we can get together in person again. It's going to be a beautiful opportunity that we'll be able to enjoy together, hopefully in our new senior center here. And really, I think that is what we wanted to share for our first pilot episode. I'm excited to see where the show goes going forward. We're going to have some great guests come on, and I really, look forward to working with you and bringing you the information that is relevant and helpful to you during these times. So I'm Christine Shaw, the Executive Director of the Council on Aging, and this has been our pilot episode of Arlington 60 Plus Connection. We'll see you next time.